Hi, Southern Shoddy here. Today we're going to be going through all the Blender 5.1 features in less than 5 minutes. This is an update focused mostly on performance, but there's also a cool new features. So with that being said, let's dive in. First up, one of the biggest features is the new shader raycast node, which also works in Eevee. This lets you cast rays against scene geometry directly within the shader tree. I actually did an entire video on this already, so check that out. Eevee also received new light path intensity controls, a set of global controls for light path contributions. Eevee's planar reflections now support glossy reflections and refraction, and the shader to RGB node now handles transparency more cleanly, and a bunch of small UI tweaks, including a new timing statistics overlay. Geometry nodes had a huge update to its volume grids. This added new tools for creating, shaping, smoothing, clipping, and debugging voxel grids, including cube grid topology, grid dilate and erode, grid mean and median nodes, set grid backgrounds, clip grids, grid to points. Now, something I'm particularly excited about is the new string to curve improvements. We now have options to promote more input sockets, including a font socket when working with text and geometry nodes. This is actually something that we're using in our MoGraph toolbox as well to create a more user-friendly experience. The bundle feature has been improved with the get bundle item and store bundle items, making it easier to work with that bundle data. We also got bundle item identifiers, a new bone info node, new matrix SVD node, and Control F can now search for node warnings, make it easier to find issues in large geometry node setups. Let's take a minute to talk about our sponsor, Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is more than just a partner to me. I actually spent a lot of time on Skillshare in the beginning of my creative journey, learning design basics from courses such as Aaron's Draplin series, and I used it a lot to learn better texture painting, typography, and other basic design skill sets. I'm currently trying to uplevel my painting skills and looking at the portrait painting in Procreate, how to start a solid foundation class. What I really like is that it focuses on building from strong fundamentals first, and I've also been considering using Procreate itself as a 3D painting application for some of my models. I really love the brushes in the software. Now, I'm also a top teacher on Skillshare and have a lot of Blender courses on there. But there's also a ton of other great Blender 3D teachers on there as well. It includes big names such as Daniel Scott, Derek Elliott, and Smeef. I still find myself returning to it anytime I want to learn a new piece of software. For example, right now I want to learn Unreal Engine, and I've created an entire playlist of classes that I am going through as I learn this new software. If you'd like to dive in and try out Skillshare, the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Now let's get back to the video. We also got the Pack UV Islands getting a custom pack region input, and the UV Unwrap now gets the minimum stretch and no flip options. Grease Pencil saw a large overhaul to its fill workflow, and you can have proper holes within your objects and fills, and you don't have to use holdout materials anymore. The Draw and Primitive tools can create stroke, fill, or both. The Delete menu can remove only strokes or only fills. When you duplicate, the strokes will separate fills into individual fills. Then we have new operators for stroke type, join fills, separate fills, and fill selection. And the Move to Layer menu now has a search function. The Compositor added a new Mask to SDF node. Now, this is very similar to how the Bevel node operates within Substance Designer, and it makes for an incredible tool to create procedural materials. So I'm actually hoping that we see this node appear over in the shader menu in an update soon. The Compositor saw a lot of other updates with index switching now supported, new sequence strip info node, radial tiling nodes, Boolean, integer, vector nodes all supported, mixed node and color mode relative to pixel works with non-single values. Group nodes can now perform implicit conversions. Image and file output can read-write custom metadata. File output allows for directories and item names again. Now, a huge part of Blender 5.1 has been its performance update and just ensuring that everything is free of bugs and working faster. First up with animation, action evaluation is much faster and even up to around 4 times faster for shape key evaluation. With the Compositor, we saw group input is faster, and then things like glare, directional blur, lens distortion, anti-alias blur, and vector blur can all be around up to 2 times faster. When it comes to cycles rendering and GPU rendering, we're seeing an improvement of around 5 to 10% on render times with the benchmark scenes. Now, if you've ever switched over to Eevee and been frustrated with how long it takes for the materials to load, you'll be happy to know that material compilation is much faster, and they've also improved the VRAM texture usage, making it lower. Grease Pistol also got a performance boost with very long strokes and some of its sculpting tools. Now, if you've ever tried to use a Boolean with an exact solver, you know it can bring your scene to a crawl, so you'll be happy to know that it is now 35% faster. Polygon fill performance has been improved as well. Now, concave ingons are commonly around 5 times faster, which is huge. Animation saw additional updates. You can now replace action for multiple objects at once. There's a new Gaussian smooth function for the F-curve modifier, a nice non-destructive way to try and smooth your animation curves, and shape keys have gotten the apply to basis option. We've gotten a whole host of small updates for modeling, including you can now snap to the face center. If you scale on negative, for example, if you're trying to flip an object over an axis, it will auto-flip the normals for you now. Better font filling for 3D text. We've also gotten new options for bevel snapping, adjustable vertex slides, loop ring select delimiters, and a UV select tile operator. As with every update, they're always trying to improve the pipeline tools, so USD, FBX, GLTF, image formats, and export settings all got small improvements. A nice quality feature is for the asset libraries, you can now individually disable them. Within sculpting and painting, the boundary aware brushes now handle strips of faces better, and there's the new blur brush asset. And as usual, there's always a host of small Python updates. It has been an amazing update from the amazing Blender development community. And if you'd like to support that community, make sure to check out the website here, which I will link to in the description below.